Okay, hello, hello, hello. Good evening, ladies and gentlemen. I am tonight's entertainment, and I will be showing you a guide on my scanner. The scanner I use is chartswatcher.com. I will put the link in the description as always. And so once you guys make an account, you can go to your dashboard. And this is the dashboard that I use every single day while trading. I know it looks really weird, like there's a bunch of open space down here, but basically this is currently on my uh, first monitor, but while I'm trading, this scanner is on my second monitor, so the layout is slightly different. But either way, the most important ones that I use are this one right here, which is the news window. This one right here, which is the news feed. And then this one is the Hive Day scanner. So I'm going to go over each one, show you my settings for each. This one is the gap scanner. And then I have a 5-minute chart over here that I use as well. And then over here is the, what's this one called? Forget what this one is called. Maybe it's the data window. Um, Either way, I'll show you guys each one. So let's start with the top left here. This is the one that you hear in my videos making the little ding noise, and that sounds like this. I'll show you. It sounds like that right there. So go ahead, and when you first start off, this will probably be filled with a bunch of garbage. You can X out all of them, all of the ones that you don't need. Just, you know what, exit out all of them. So what you're going to do is click Add Window, and then you're going to click Add Alert Window. And then once you click Add Alert Window, you can click on the little settings here. You can type in whatever you want to name this one. So for me, I typed it as Hive Day. And we'll start off in the alerts section. So you can also make the sound whatever you want, but I like the stairs one. It sounds the most, sounds the nicest for me. So go to the alert section and click select alerts, and you're going to want to find high/low of day and running up. So you'll find that over here, and if you don't find it, you can just type it in. So high/low of day, and then running up, you just type it in, and then you click on the little box, and then you can move it over. So I don't want that there though. So just do that for both of these. Then you can click back, and then when you get to this section, you can specify the settings for each of the alerts. So do not repeat the same symbol for 0 seconds. The reason I don't want to add a second here is because when something is absolutely like spamming my scanner, that means that it's really hitting new highs and it's becoming the most obvious stock. So I want it to spam me as long as it's you know, for the right stock. So it'll do that with as long as you keep this at 0 seconds. Running up, you're going to want to put percentage, and then you're going to put want to put minimum change for 3, and then do not repeat the same symbol for 0 seconds. Now in your filter section, you're going to want to click select filter and add these ones over here. So you go ahead and pause the video to see which ones you need to add. It's absolute volume, price, percentage change, float, and change from close. So now for each of the settings, absolute volume, make sure you tick on the 5-minute and the daily, and then 5-minute volume over 1,000 and daily volume over 1,000. The price, I have it set to between 0 and 20. You guys can change that based on your own preference. And this one is pretty important. So percentage change, you're going to want to tick the 2-minute and the 5-minute. And for the 2-minute, you're going to want to have it over 2. And then for the 5-minute, you're going to have it over 4. Float, this is just saying that for a 2 minute, you're looking for 2% over 2 minutes and 4% over 5 minutes, and it'll filter it in. For float, you're going to want to put under whatever you want. And then change from close, you want to put this on percentage and then have it over whatever you want. This is actually, I'm going to delete this right now just because I don't want that filter unless I'm trading during market open. So during pre-market, I want to be able to hear every single stock that's hitting new highs. I don't care what change from close it is. Like, I want it to hit my scanner even when it's up 10% just because it's breaking news. But for example, when the market opens, I will come over here and I will select the change from close and I'll bring it over, and then I'll put minimum 20 just so that during market open I'm not getting spammed by a bunch of stocks that aren't even up 20% yet. So during pre-market I don't have that on. Sorry, I wasn't finished showing you guys everything. So for source, you can just keep these NYSE, NASDAQ, and Amex. And then if you go to columns, this is the next important one. So columns, you're going to want to click select columns and then put on symbol, float, change from close, price, daily volume, and the 5-minute volume. And then you can add colors if you want, but like you can create new color schemes. This is not really necessary, but you can make it look better. So go ahead and do that if you want. But once you add those columns, it's going to look exactly like mine, and then you can go ahead and change the width of it and the height of it, and it'll show up right here at the top. So everything will scroll down and new stuff that's hitting the scanner will show up at the top. Now for the news feed, this is important. This is where you're going to hear in my videos that they're calling out symbol names. So you're going to want to click add window, and you're going to want to click add news feed. This one right here, news feed. And so go to the settings of that. And what I like to do is on the keywords section, keyword section, type this in as whatever you want. I kept it as newsfeed, and then the sound, I have text to speech because that's what will call out the name of the stock that's hitting, that has breaking news. So in the keyword section, I like to highlight certain stuff. So if it says raises, I'll highlight it. And then AI, highlight it, FDA, highlight, approval, highlight, and form, ignore. I have form on ignore, and the target is always going to be all instead of just the headline, summary, and news source, because I don't want to see stuff about forms. But these stuff I'll highlight. Okay, so go ahead and copy that. You can always pause the video. For the filter section, I have my price set to under 20. So again, click select filter, bring over, type in price and float, and then bring them over. And yep, like I said, I want my price under 20, but you can change it to whatever you want. And then I want my float under 20 million. So I only want to hear stocks get called out that have news that are under 20 million float. And then I will show you guys my columns. So for the columns over here, you're going to want to click select columns, and you're going to bring over symbol, name, daily volume, price, and float. And that will make it so it looks like mine. So it shows the symbol, the name of the company, the daily volume, the price, and the float. Those are pretty much the most important things when I want to see if it like when a company has news. Now, so far you'll be getting pinged by stuff hitting this high, the high of day, and stuff that's running up, and then so far you'll also have text-to-speech guy call out the symbol of the stocks that have news. And now let's set up your gap scanner. So click add window, and then click add top list window. And so this is my top list. I changed it to entire market. That's just what I named it. You can name it whatever you want. The top list over here, you're going to want to click change from close. I forget, I don't know what's actually in this. Yeah, it's just percentage. So in this top list section, click this arrow and then scroll down until you see change from close with the percentage symbol. And then your top list direction is going to be from high to low. My sound is nothing. And then in my filter section, I'm just going to make sure that the absolute volume on the daily chart is over 100,000. So you're going to want to click select filter, bring over absolute volume, and then set this to over minimum 100,000. Now for my columns, you're going to want to click select columns and bring over symbol, float, change from close percentage, price, daily volume, relative volume percent at the same time, daily dollar volume, and 5-minute volume. Now again, you don't have to bring in all of those, but if you want yours to look exactly like mine, then go ahead and do that. So when you're in the column section now, you'll see everything here has a color scheme that you can create, but that's not necessary. Source, you're gonna, I actually brought over ETF here as well. So NYSE as the NASDAQ, Amex, and ETF. And then when I go to columns over here, you can actually move up and down each one. So if I want to bring this below, I can just, click and drag, right? So go ahead and do that to get your layout to look exactly like mine. This is a good overall sort of like, it's a good overall gap scanner. It'll show me everything I need to know. The relative volume at the same time calculates the relative volume that it is at right now compared to the previous like 2 weeks or whatever. And then daily dollar volume is good to know how, like, basically what's been traded the most. Okay, so now that we have that, let's move on to the news window. So you're going to want to click add window and then click news window, add news window. And that, I don't think you need to have any settings changed. It'll just look like this by default. And what happens is when you click on each symbol, it'll change to show what it is that you clicked on. So let's say something hits my scanner and I want to check to see if it has news. I quickly just click on the thing and it'll show up. It'll bring up the chart, the 5-minute chart, all of the information on that stock, as well as if it had news right up here. So that's really useful. And how you're going to want to set that up is you're going to want to make everything in this top right corner of each of your windows the same color. So for mine, it's blue. As long as all of your colors are the same, then when you click on each symbol, all of the information will change. Okay. Next, we have a 5-minute chart. Of course, you can just click add window and then click add chart window and then change exactly the settings that you want. So the indicators are up here. It's just like TradingView. I have my volume, EMA 9, EMA 20, EMA 200, and then VWAP on these 5-minute charts. This one right here is going to be called I think it's called the data window. Yeah, it's called the data window. And so you can go ahead and click settings, and you're going to bring over the symbol, name, country, sector, change from close, daily volume, and shares outstanding. Of course, you can grab each one and then move them up or down depending on how you want it to show up. But if you want yours to look exactly like mine, then that's the way that I have it set up. Daily list, I have this over here. This is basically stocks that I want to ignore. So I don't want to trade BTAI, JFBR, GPUS ever. And the way to do that is to, I believe it's to go to watch list. And then you can click here, and then you can click on I see that I have these here, but I can't remember. Oh yeah, yeah. So you can add stuff to your watch list. So by adding any symbol here, and then when you go to your entire market scanner, your ignore list, when you click on ignore list, you can set it so that you ignore your daily list. So stuff that is on my daily list will never show up over here. So I'm never tempted to trade it. I never see it. Stuff like that. Um, and yeah, that's pretty much it. Those are all the settings. Make sure you guys pause every time I go over each of the stuff so you can see exactly what I've typed in. But again, the most important thing is that during the market open, I will have the change from close. Change. Why is it not here? Am I in the right one? Oh, sorry, I was in alerts. So in the filter section, the change from close right here, I'll click it, I'll move it over, I'll click close, and then I will click percent, and I want it to only show me stuff that's over 20%, just because you guys have heard how crazy it goes. How crazy my my Hive Day momentum scanner goes during the market open. It's too much. So I don't want it to be like that. So I go ahead and put it over 20%, but for now I'm going to get rid of it. And I'm going to click close. Now, here's a little trick for you guys. Basically, every day you only have 30 free minutes of using the scanner. Now, you can either do exactly what I just did on several accounts and just keep logging back in every 30 minutes, or you can do what I do, which is when this timer goes to, let's say, 1 minute. So when I first click dashboard, that's when your timer starts. So I'll set an alarm for 30 minutes from now or 29 minutes from then, right? And then when that timer goes off, I know that it's time to come to this screen, and I click on the settings of my Hive Day Scanner, and I click on Select Filter. Now, as long as you're on this screen while this timer up here runs to 0, then when you back out, you'll still be on the same page. It won't force you to leave. So again, as soon as this is nearing 0, you're going to want to click settings and then click select filter, and as this timer runs out, the moment you see 0000 is when you can back out, and you'll be allowed to use the dashboard for the rest of the day, as long as you don't refresh or close the page. Alright guys, that's going to do it. I hope this helps, and yeah, so I'll see you guys next time. Peace.